dear students. I hope you're doing well. In today's science lesson, we studied mixtures and we will focus on two important types, which are suspensions and colloids. Before we start, I would like to remind you of what we studied in the previous lesson. We studied solutions that are made of solute and solvent. We also studied solubility and we studied the effects, the factors that affect the solubility, that increase solubility, like mixing, like heating, crushing, and pressure. In today's lesson, we will study the types of solutions and we will study mixtures. In our daily life, we mix so many substances together, and mm, we may notice many different types of solutions. When we mix them, not all mixtures behave the same way. Some mixtures separate over time, while others stay evenly mixed. Today, we will understand the differences between them. In the part 1, in this lesson, before we begin, I want you to remember, like, when something dissolves completely, it forms a solution, as you saw. But not all substances dissolve. Some form different types of mixtures instead, which are suspensions, and colloids. Um, as you can see here, this is suspension, for example. It's a mixture in which particles are spread throughout a liquid or gas, but they are large enough to settle out over time. As you can see here, this is the snow white glob. As you can see here, when you mix it, it might mix here, but over time it will settle down, and you can clearly, for example, if there's a beer or a house, you can clearly see that. This means the particles do not stay mixed. If we stop stirring or shaking, the particles will fall to the bottom. Something which is very important, as you can see here, when we shake it, it looks mixed, but when we stop, the particles settle. Okay, so they are large enough to scatter or block light. I'll show you a picture here. Look, as you can see, for example, flow in water, like other liquids, it needs to be shaken well before using. For example, this is suspension. Or muddy water taken from a swamp is another example of suspensions. They are the mixture, okay, things in it, particles are large enough to scatter or block light, and they are too large to stay mixed without stirring, and they can be separated by filtration. So what's important here is that in the suspension, it can be separated by filtration, and the liquid goes through, the solid particles stay behind. This is about filtration, and also in the snow globe, when you shake it, the particles move everywhere, but when you leave it still, they slowly fall to the bottom. This is a clear example of suspension, as you can see here. Okay, now let's move to the colloids. As you can see here, like a jelly, for example. It's a mixture where the particles are smaller than in suspensions, and they are not heavy enough to settle out. So they remain like that. They don't change over time. This means the particles, they don't precipitate. This means the particles stay spread out in the mixture even if we leave it for a long time. From what we can see here in the colloids, this, as I told you, this is a type of mixture. They are well mixed. They don't settle. they cannot be separated by filtration, which means we cannot, like for example, um, as you can see, sorry, as you can see here, for example, um, they don't settle. And for example, as an example, for example, pudding, jello, whipped cream, or even fog. This is something that we come across in our daily life. So, like a reminder, colloid particles are smaller than suspensions, but larger than solutions. This is the difference. For example, the jelly is not as the same as, for example, the example I showed you in the previous lesson, the sugar that we put in a water and it dissolves. It's not like this. This is bigger, but compared to suspensions, these are smaller. So, how do I know? How do I differentiate between them? If we shine a light through a colloid, we can see the light beam. Okay? For example, like this, as you can see here. Uh, this is how they block the light, let's say. And for example, as I told you, this can be, for example, milk can be an example as well. So um, if I want to compare the suspensions with colloids, in the suspensions, larger particles settle over time and can be filtered. Also, colloids, they have smaller particles, they stay mixed and cannot be filtered. Okay?